Hey guys, today we're talking about raised beds, and as you can see, I have a bunch of different ones filled with flowers and veggies and different things like that. Having a raised bed in your garden is the best way to go. If you have the space, doesn't have to be a large one, doesn't have to be like an enormous amount of space, just some sun, and you can build it any way you want. So I'm going to show you how I built mine without any tools at all. For those of you that know me, I am not a woodworker. I don't even own a screwdriver or a hammer. And I was able to build all these by myself without any help. And I'm just going to show you how I did it. So follow along. Let's go. Today we're talking about planter wall blocks. You can get them at Home Depot, you can get them at Lowe's, you can get them at any hardware store. But what they are cement blocks, and they already have the cuttings for the wood. They also have a neat little hole right in the middle where you can add more support if you need to. What's great about them is that all the work is pretty much done for you. You just go to the store, pick up 4 of these, pick up 8 of them, pick up 12 of them, and you can get started. I've been using them for all of my beds. They're just the easiest way to go around, especially since I don't have any tools at all. I don't even own a hammer, like I said, or a screwdriver, and I didn't want to deal with building things like that. I literally picked up these wall blocks, picked up the wood, and was able to do it in just a few minutes. So today I'm adding on to these beds. Let's talk about the wood real quick. For the planter wall blocks, I just picked up some 2x6 wood, and what's cool is that they just kind of fit perfectly like a puzzle. So like I said, I don't have to deal with any real building or woodworking or anything like that to get started. I'm building onto this bed. I'm doing like a little mini one because I have been growing for the last like 6 weeks. I've been growing this little guy, and it is a sweet potato. And I don't know if you're familiar with how to grow a sweet potato, but the sweet potato is actually not related to the potato at all. In fact, the sweet potato is part of the morning glory family. And it's pretty amazing. Unfortunately, it's not like the potato at all. Like, you would actually have to grow these in water first and grow what we call our slips in order for it to have more sweet potatoes. But we'll get into that later. So I wanted to make a little area that I could have my sweet potato kind of fall down. And so that's kind of why I decided to make it like a mini version of a bed and kind of connect it to the rest. So the way that I'm doing my mini raised bed today is I have my 2x6, which you can get at your local hardware store. I have my planter wall blocks. I purchased 4 of them because I want to make it double. And I already have 2 here and 2 here that I was able to connect to. I also had them cut me a 2-footer. That way I can make it a little bit shorter than the regular 4x4, which I usually do. So we're just gonna fill this now, and I'm gonna show you the way that I do it. So now we're going to talk about filling them. And usually my first question I get asked is whether I use a fabric or a newspaper or a piece of cardboard to prevent any weeds from coming up. And I usually don't. Since I'm building them this high up, I've never had the problem of actually having weeds come up because I fill them all the way up. A lot of people will build a raised bed and they won't fill them all the way up, and it really defeats the purpose of it. I always fill my raised bed all the way up. I've never had a problem with weeds, and I usually fill these up with a mixture of black cow, peat moss, and topsoil. I'll just mix it up really well and start planting. So let's do that now. So I have my peat moss here, which comes in a really large bag. I have my black cow and I have my topsoil, and I'm just going to mix the three really well. And to show our viewers what the soil looks like, it's a mixture of peat moss, black cow, and topsoil. Alright, so let's talk about planting my sweet potato. Plant it in the direction that I want it to grow. The sweet potato is a vine. As you can see, look at the leaves and look at that root system. So I'm gonna plant it this direction because I want the sweet potato to actually grow towards the end of the raised bed. So I'm gonna plant it right here in the middle, headed that way. So I'm going to plant it right here, and then I'm going to plant another one right here, and then I'm going to plant another one right over there. As far as fertilizer goes, I usually add a little kick of this plant tone. It's organic product by Espoma, and I usually just add it to the hole, and then I water it well. So we're going to do that now. And that is a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for joining and watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode on sweet potatoes and the raised bed system. Check out those planter wall blocks. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. They're really life-changing. If you want to start a raised bed garden, it's a great and easy way to do it. I mean, we built this one today. So if I can do it, you can do it. I look forward to seeing your pictures and seeing what you're gardening. In the meantime, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.